And welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We are following some breaking news right now as we are learning Texas Governor Greg Abbott has signed a new congressional map into law. You can see him right there on your screen as he did just post this to his X account. Now, this is securing an additional 5 Republican-leaning U.S. House districts ahead of a competitive midterm elections expected in 2026. And here's what Abbott is saying. He says, "Today, I signed the One Big Beautiful Map into law. This map ensures fairer representation in Texas. Texas will be more red in Congress." We actually do have some reaction coming in here. This is from the Texas Democrats. I'll read this to you in full as it is a little bit small there on your screen. It says, "With a stroke of a pen, Greg Abbott and the Republicans have effectively surrendered Texas to Washington, D.C. They love to boast about how Texas tough they are, but when Donald Trump made one call, they bent over backwards to prioritize his politics over Texans. Honestly, it's pathetic. I am proud of the Texas Democrats in the House and Senate who chose to fight, whether by a constitutionally protected quorum break, questioning these map makers, trying to pass amendments, or even attempting to filibuster. This isn't over. We'll see these clowns in court. We aren't done fighting against these radically discriminatory maps and fully expect the letter of the law to prevail over the Republican politicians who think the rules don't apply to them." If you are just tuning into all of this, the Republican-controlled Texas House and Senate passed the new map through their respective chambers last week, following weeks of Lone Star State Democrats breaking quorum and leaving the state to avoid a redistricting vote. Abbott pushed for the creation of a new map to adhere to President Trump's request to not see a repeat of the 2018 election cycle when Democrats regained the majority in the House and acted as a foil to the president's legislative goals towards the end of his first term. The Texas map seeks to maintain the Republican majority in the U.S. House next year. But there has been some backlash against Abbott and the Texas GOP. As we've been following here on Live Now from Fox, California Governor Gavin Newsom and California Democrats passed their own new map, which added 5 new Democratic-leaning seats to cancel out President Trump's demands. However, the new California map is not yet official and must be approved by voters in November to be enacted. And I did also want to share with you here this post from California Governor Gavin Newsom. He's been very vocal about all of this on social media. He said just a short time ago, "You only try changing the rules if you think you're losing." And that's exactly what Texas Republicans are attempting to do. We want to give Californians the power this November to counter redistricting power grabs and stand for independently drawn maps in every state. I do want to note here, though, we have not heard from Governor Newsom as of yet on social media in terms of this breaking news with Governor Abbott signing this new redistricting map into law. Now, while Republicans control a supermajority in deep red Texas, Democrats were still needed to create a quorum in the House to actually move the process along. And as we were following here, dozens of Texas Democrats fled the state to stall the process. But Texas Republicans, Attorney General Ken Paxton and House Speaker Dustin Burrows sought nationwide civil arrest warrants for the Texas House Democrats who broke quorum. And we also did see Senator John Cornyn request the FBI track them down and the DOJ launch an investigation into the political action committees funding their escape. So once again, if you are just tuning in to Live Now from Fox, we do have this breaking news we are sharing with you here as we are learning right now. Governor Greg Abbott has signed the Texas redistricting map into law. We'll continue to follow all of this here on Live Now from Fox.